Hello out there, I'm Jessica O'Reilly and I am back with a very special guest today. I have Dr.Oren Amitay. He's a clinical psychologist, a professor of human sexuality, and he's here to talk to us about relationships and texting. Do you have a phone in your hand right now?
I don't.
Almost. You practice what you preach. Now, I received a question from Stephanie, who's 23 years old, and as you know, many of us are communicating via text, not only with our friends and our parents and our neighbors and our coworkers, but also with our loved ones.
Right.
So what she wants to know is, how is texting impacting our intimate relationships? And you must see a lot of this in your practice.
I see it all the time, and it's ruining relationships because so much of communication is nonverbal, or even if it's verbal, it's the tone, it's not the words themselves. So saying "I love you" versus "I love you" is going to give you very different responses.
My mom always used to say that it's not what you say, it's how you say it.
I say it's not how you say it, even it's how the person receives it.
Okay.
So with text, you don't have that option, and I love hearing my patients when they're reading a text to me and they're putting all these voices there. I'm saying, you don't know that that's what the person meant when they said it.
Okay.
So I tell people 1,000 texts per day are not even worth one face-to-face intimate conversation.
Okay.
So I always tell people that once you start having a conversation, it starts going off the rails, that's when you put the phone down and you actually call. You put the texting down, call them up, and say, hey, let's step back a little bit. And too many people don't do this. Okay,
so what about somebody who has already allowed texting to overtake their relationship? I'm not naming any names here. But what advice do you have for that person?
You know, texting and emails, they have their place. If somebody feels that they get overwhelmed in a conversation or emotionally they can't handle it and they get talked over by the other person, it can be good to email them and put all your thoughts in one place. Ask them to respond to it, but then at some point you have to have the face-to-face. You have to sit down and you can say, look, I've addressed these points, or I put these down, let's address them. Okay, so I always tell people the phone has its place, email has its place, but make sure that it's only a small place. The rest of it has to be together, face-to-face, and because you can catch all the nuances that way. You don't over text.
Okay, so what percentage of my communication with my intimate partner should be via text, if you had to pick a number?
You can have 80 to 90% of its daily things about shopping and this and that.
Okay.
When it comes to serious conversations, 5 to 10% most.
Okay, so text is for the kind of organizational piece of your relationship, but the intimate part needs to be face-to-face, or maybe even over the phone if you're long distance.
Exactly, or Skyping even. I mean, that's so important as well. We've got Skype. Why not,
Little plug for the brand of Skype there, right? You're welcome. He'll bill you for it. Okay, well, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you very much for having me.
We'll see you again, guys.